Get your live action Marvel figures at Big Bad Toy Store at the link in the description. Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Kaiju, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hey there, collectors. It is Steven here, and now let there be carnage. To celebrate the release of the newest Venom movie, gotta go back and take a look at the Marvel Legends movie Venom figure from the standalone Venom 2018 movie, and then, they go ahead and they reuse the design for Let There Be Carnage, and quite frankly, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, notice that I said from the live-action Marvel movies because, even if it's the Sony Cinematic Universe or the Marvel Cinematic Universe, whatever the case may be, it's Venom. It's awesome. It's live action, and boy, I would really like to see Venom in the MCU one day. No spoilers in this review. Anyway, Venom is awesome, but if you are a fan of this character and of the movies, you'll notice that this particular rendition doesn't quite match up one-to-one with what we saw on the screen. Is that a deal breaker? Is this something you should go ahead and toss out? Or should we go ahead and join forces? Let's take a look to see whether or not we should add Venom into our collection. Couple things I want to talk about. Actually, it's going to go ahead and be a total of 3, I think. I don't have a master's degree in counting. I can't count. I'm very bad at it. Anyway, so when we do our first up-close and personal look, you're going to see the teeth. Teeth are not good. It's not just this one. I've seen several of these Venoms in person, several of these Venom figures, whatever the plural would be, and the teeth, unfortunately, just haven't been good on pretty much all of them, sad to say. So that's going to be thing number 1. Number 2, this would be, I guess, your own personal preference. This particular Venom design has what I guess you may affectionately call lightning bolt streaks all throughout the body. Now, for this particular figure, we mostly just are going to have that on the torso, up by the shoulders, collarbone, little bit on the upper part near the biceps, on the forearms and the hands, and that's going to be about it. This design from the movie, we got more than that. And then, I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form this is a kit-bashed Venom, but what I am going to say is that the printing used for that lightning bolt pattern, it is easy to peel off if it should just so happen to scrape. I do know that firsthand. So those are going to be the 3 problems with Venom. I think those are all pretty valid. Now, otherwise, when it comes to the glossiness of this figure, I think they nailed it perfectly. The white paint apps for his eyes, fantastic. The smirk that Venom has, great. A hulking figure for a non-Hulk character, fantastic. When we take a look at the articulation, you'll notice that they sculpted in the joints rather well. And for the newer body, where we have a ball joint ab crunch and a hinge waist joint, it looks pretty flawless here. Plus, we have those very creepy toes. Yeah. Overall, I do think that Venom has some reasonably critiqued drawbacks. But overall, I do think that this is a rather neat figure. Now, for Venom's articulation, it's rather rock solid, and I do like fiddling around with this figure. We get a lot of fun poses, a little restricted in some areas, but I guess that just might come with the design. This is also the first time, I believe, it may have been the retro-carded Spidey, the newer one that they did that uses his body style. But anyway, let's talk about it. So, head is going to be on a ball joint. We're going to talk about this a bit more in just a little bit, but this is important. So for just that ball joint for the default head sculpt, Venom can look up about that far, down, rock from side to side just a little bit, obviously spin all the way around if needed. There you go. Now, remember what I was talking about for the actual sculpted joints? Well, we do have swivel hinge shoulders, so we swivel and spin around, and they do actually ratchet a little bit, which is good. So each one is a clicked fixed position. You can feel that. And then we do have hinge out. You'll notice right here, there is a sculpt piece for the joint, which is good. And you're also going to see that not with the bicep swivel, which is good, but you're going to see that with the elbow hinge as well. Very cool. And that's the extent of the range of movement for the elbow hinge. Nice. Wrists, both of them are going to be swivel hinge combos. Now I will take note, you will see that that pattern does move on over into that hinge. So it is something to be mindful of, not necessarily with the splayed hands, accessories, but something to keep in mind. You're not roughhousing it, you're not picking at it. You may accidentally scrape off that decal application there. All right, so ab crunch is going to be a ball joint, which we can spin Venom all the way around, rock him forward and back about that far, tilt from side to side, which is good. So with just that ball joint and the joint for the neck, Venom can look up about that far. Now we do have a hinge down here for the waist, which does sort of, kind of, not really click. There we go. That's what we got. Hips, ball joint. So Venom can kick forward that far. He does have a nicely sculpted booty, so kick to the back that far. Side like that. We do have dedicated thigh swivels. Spin those around. Double hinge knees, which once again, we have a little bit of sculpted detail in there, which is cool. We are going to have hinges at the ankles alongside pegs in there. So this way we get ankle rocker movement, which is fantastic. Now, let's talk about the alternate head sculpt that Venom is going to get. You've already seen it if you've been paying attention. And that is going to be a head sculpt with the tongue out. Now, we're going to take a closer look at this in a second. Okay. You can't really move his head up, which is a bit of a shame. But down, he can move it just fine. Rock from side to side, we're good, but moving his head up, you're actually going to put pressure on the jaw. Yeah, so that's a bit of a bummer. But otherwise, for articulation, Venom is pretty dang cool, and you can get creative with some of the joints. So this way, realistically speaking, getting him to look up isn't all that much of an issue. You just got to be creative. So all the joints are there. You just got to work to pose with your figures, and you should be good to go. Now, we did talk about accessories here, and that's pretty much all Venom is going to come with. Venom is going to come with an alternate head sculpt with that tongue out, and likewise, just like the default head sculpt, the teeth are unfortunately not all that clean, which, it is what it is. But that tongue is wavy and it does look like it's in action, which is very neat. Venom is going to come with alternate splayed hand parts, which kind of look like he's gripping something, almost like a claw shape, which is fantastic, not only for when he's attacking other characters, but he can actually hold smaller characters with one hand. You can see him doing that with the SH Figuarts Ash Ketchum right here. I would recommend, though, if you're going to do this, make sure Venom is supported. May have snapped the picture and they may have fallen. I don't know. But if you are looking to get other accessories or support stands, I got videos to help you out with that. So let's go ahead and move on over to a size comparison so you can see how big Venom is going to be, and he'll blend in just fine enough with your other Marvel Legends figures. Maybe this is going to be a one-off. You want to go ahead and put him in with your SH Figuarts. But if you're thinking about throwing him into your MCU collection, then I think this will be a rather fine choice. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Venom does have a few legitimate critiques that I feel are worth bringing up whenever we're talking about this figure. But something to keep in mind is that the price point is going to be $25 at MSRP. You may see aftermarket prices soaring somewhere around $50 or even $75 depending on where the future of this character goes, but keep in mind that when Hasbro was working on this, they were trying to reach the $25 price point. And I'm saying $25 because we may soon see higher price points post, how would you say, 91 DVOC? Yeah, that's what it's going to be if you say it backwards. Anyway, yeah, price points going up. Venom hit prior to the price increase. Now, with that being said, once you factor everything in and you really factor in the MSRP and what Hasbro could or could not do, Venom is totally fine. He articulates just fine enough. The accessories, they're the bare minimum for the character, but absolutely effective, so this way you can have a ton of fun with him. And for scaling, he can blend in with other lines just fine. So if you're looking to use him for SH Figuarts, if you're looking to use him even just straightforward from Marvel Legends, he's great. Overall, this is a very much so winning figure, and if you are thinking about getting him, I would say for this particular rendition, see if you can get him for a rather good deal. If you saw Let There Be Carnage, maybe there's a hint that there will be a future with this character. Maybe we'll get other releases down the line, but who knows? Overall, movie Venom definitely is a win.
Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.